Okay, let us start. Good evening, everyone. So my voice is clear, right? Before I start, I want to make sure. Can anyone confirm? You can see my screen and if my voice is clear. Unmute yourself and then confirm. Okay. So let us start now. So last class we went through about the quotation. So it was overview about the quotation, how to create an RFQ request for quotation, how to create quotations and compare the price difference for different quotation, how to select or reject a quotation through SAP. So until now we have covered chapter 1, which was master data. In this we got to know what is master data, how to create it, then how to change. Then chapter 2 was purchasing. In this we went through what is purchasing, how the purchase requisition is done, then creating an info record for the purchase requisition, then how to change a info record, how to change a price in the info. Then we went through how to create a requisition and how to convert. We went through all this in class 2. In class 3, 3 and 4, we went through quotations. Okay, got it. Now the voice is clear. I got it. So anyhow, the later we until class 4, we went on quotations, then how it was created and what was the reasons, how to create it, how to send it to the suppliers, etc. etc. So now in this class of we will go through chapter 4 for the purchase order. Okay, so let us have an introduction. Purchase order. So what is purchase order? Purchase order is nothing but an PO short form. You can call it as a buy order or a agreement with the supplier. Okay, PO is nothing but an agreement which you will send it to the supplier after the agreement, or after agreeing with them regarding the quotation and price. Everything is done. You will tell them what you are and or you will going to buy from them. So that is nothing but purchase order. Purchase order can be of the material which you will go and procure with the buyer or suppliers, whichever you have selected. Okay. So in this purchase order, the first first step or first chapter in which we will see that how a purchase order is created by various forms. You know, it is having like the sub-subjects in this are how to create a purchase order from the source list, then how to create a purchase order, then how to create purchase order with reference, and how to change a purchase order. Once this the three has been understood, then the fourth step is how to change a purchase order, like if you want to make some price changes or some quantity changes based on later on stage requirement as per the project, then you can do this. Okay, now first let us go to chapter 2, then we will go to the chapter 1 so that you will understand the concept. So purchase orders are used for a number of processes in procurement. They can be used for internal procurement from one plant to another plant. Okay, for example, one plant to another plant, what this meaning is, for example, some companies, they will be having sister companies or same branches. Even the purchase orders can be purchased from them in intercompanies. From one company to other, it can be done. Okay, not only it can be done to the third party, it can be done internal also. What this statement suggests is that this POs, it can also be done internally from same sister companies. Okay. So purchase order is nothing but purchasing the external goods for consumption of the stock, or for your company you are buying goods and services. For buying this you need a purchase order. Now this which is done through a SAP. One second. Okay. So in this process, in this class, we will go through how it has to be created. So what is the requisition and how it is being taken into consideration? What are the things you have to consider to create a purchase order? How it is processed, and how it is closed, or how it is printed or sent to a supplier, and what will be until you have created the PO, and you will send it to the supplier. So first of all, to create a purchase order, you will need a transaction code in SAP software, which is you will use ME21N. Okay. So this is a standard transaction which is used almost in all companies. It is like a very basic transaction which is used to create a purchase order. So what are the basic requirements to create a purchase order? First is after you execute ME21N, then you will enter a vendor. Without vendor, you cannot create, obviously. So you need a vendor or supplier who will be addressed, or to whom the purchase order will go. Okay, this, if you can see the two here, let me just highlight. Okay, so this is the vendor number, right? So here each vendor or each supplier will have its unique code which can be entered. So as we are going through a fixed sample in all previous classes and this class, we are taking a sample of a TV or television which we will procure, okay, from this supplier. So here in the step one, you will use the T code, and two, you will enter the vendor number from whom you are going to buy. In step three, you will enter the material which needs to be procured. Okay, so this is the step three material number in which you will enter it here. If there is no material, then you cannot create a purchase order. So obviously then you have to have a material code which was explained, that how it has to be created and how it has to be processed, what is the prerequisite, what is the later on says, all these things were explained. So if you want to learn now, if you have missed those classes, then you can just go to this YouTube link, and you will find all classes reference along with class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to understand. If you don't, because if you jump in this class, you cannot understand what is the previous requirements for this creation of purchase order data. So next step 4, then enter the quantity of unit of measure. Optional, system uses UAM from the purchase info record. So this step, what it is mentioning, that step 4, you need to enter the quantity here. Okay. Here, if this is a manual process, okay, what here we are seeing is a manual process. Once you enter the material code, which is already there in system, then you will, this short text, it will be pick up, or it will be loaded from the system which is already saved, or from the master data. Okay, so you will enter it here, the short, you will enter only the quantity. So once you enter the quantity, what you are going to buy, if for example, as I mentioned in the previous class, if against this material code, if you have maintained the info record in system, then system or SAP will automatically pick up the price from the info record. So this step 4 is done, and test try 5 is to enter the data. Fine. Okay. Then what will be the next step is purchase order item is now populated with information from the purchasing info record and material master. Okay. this is the combination, all right. This vendor master and info record, this both is the combination of the material. For example, when you maintain an info record is nothing but a price for a particular material. For example, this material 105,999, it when you buy from vendor number one, this vendor one, if you buy from vendor one, then the price is unique. Okay, if you tell SAP that you are going to buy from vendor two, then the price which you have saved in the system, whatever the supplier has offered, it will give you that price. So it is combination of both this material and this vendor. For example, this TV 105,999 is the code. This vendor number, this vendor two, it is giving us as the price as okay 2,800 euro. For example, vendor two will give you a other price, for example 3,000. So once you enter vendor number two, so it will be 1 second now. Okay, once you enter vendor number two, then automatically what system will do? It will give you the price which has been saved or which quotation the vendor two has offered. So that data should be entered prior to creating the purchase order. When this material master is created for this vendor, for example, three vendors are offering same item, but obviously same vendors or same suppliers or same companies will not have same price, unique price. All will have different based on their quality, quantity, and their market reputation. So it is on you, or it is on as per the requirement, whichever the requirement is, then you will create a purchase order. So this is the meaning of that sentence. In combination of vendor master, then this can be seen in the next few screens. Okay. Okay, so next step, what we will do is delivery date and price the populated information as supplier master data. So as I told you, this delivery date, okay, this delivery date and this net price, this is automatically picked up from the info record, which is being entered or it was being done when this material was created. Okay, this delivery date, it is a combination of many things like when you create a master data, it will ask you for how much is the lead time. So if you tell SAP that it is 1 month, then this will be calculated along with the other requirements, like how much time it will take in warehouse to receive this. So all that will add up, and this will give you a approximate delivery date from the system. Net price, this is all automatically picked up. Net price is make sure, okay, this is per unit price, huh? So this is not total. SAP will do it the total automatically. For example, if you tell system you are going to buy 10 piece, then if one piece is 2,800, so total is 28,000. So 28 in the header tab here, you can see the total. Okay, it will come in the next thing. So here, this plant data and storage location this is automatically done because it is maintained against the master data. So if you want to change it, but if you have multiple plants in the system, then only you will come to know that you have to you have to select the other storage location. For example, if it is one company or one plant in one city, then this can change. If it has multiple plants, because if company has multiple branches, then this can be changed. Okay, for example, you are working remotely in any country. So here what you will do is, for example, you are in sitting in one country, you one city, and you are going to buy it for another city. So if your company has two plants in one company, so this will be option of the plant will be available here. What you will do is you will just select the plant for which you are buying. Same goes for the storage location also. See, info record is nothing but this is a unique number which is saved in the SAP. So from this reference, the system will pick up the correct price. Okay, this is the unique info record number which is maintained. Here in the delivery tab, you can see delivery. Okay, first reminder, second reminder, third reminder. REM is nothing but reminder slash expedition. Okay, expediting. So 1 minus 17 is that this you are telling system that you are going to expedite your order after sending the PO. You will follow up with supplier after the 7 days of the confirmed date. Okay. So here default text populated by a purchase order. Default text is nothing but, for example, under this material code, okay, you have maintained an text in the system. So what system will do is once this item is selected by default, system will bring that information, whatever the type text, it will bring from the info record to the purchase order. So this is the advantage of maintaining the accurate info record. See, as I told you before, what you entered here in the previous screen, that you are going to buy 10 piece with this unit price. You will enter net price is nothing but unit price 2,800. Okay. So what system did? In the header system, it bought the total of 2,800. So the calculation is automatically. So for any number of lines, this is only one line. For example, it is created. For example, if you put 10 lines and if you enter the 10 lines, system will do the calculations automatically along with this another stuff. Okay, number one, what it is telling, you can see the purchase order contains several tab at the header level. So, okay, so header level is here. This is the header level. Okay, see, you see this. This is header level. This is item level. Okay, and this is item level, the down item level. So here we are talking about the header. Okay, so header in this, it is various tabs. Header has various tabs in which, you know, it has many functions to do. First of all, in delivery and invoice, delivery is nothing but you will select Incoterms that what as per the contract, what you have agreed with supplier. And invoice is that how in how many days you will pay the supplier his money back. Maybe you have agreed that you will pay in advance, and maybe you have agreed that you will pay after 30 days credit or 60 days, 90 days. Whatever the agreement is with the supplier, you will have to enter that in this first tab. Okay. So there are selection in this prerequisites are also there. You will make the selection as per the agreement of the supplier, however you have agreed with him. Okay, so in this blog you can find general active status as well as purchase order confirmation, usually not just. Oh, okay. So here, if you can see the status tab, what here the explanation is given that in status tab, once you click the tab in this function, then you will see, okay, not only now after creating, for example, you have created a purchase order, then you have sent the to supplier. Now in this screen, we are requesting 10 pieces that we are going to buy from the supplier. For example, supplier has done partial delivery. Okay, instead of 10, he has given you 5 now, and later he will give 5. Once you click this tab of the status, then you will find if the GRN, if your company has already received 5 pieces and the store person responsible, he has done the GR and received the goods receipt. Then what, once you click this system status, it will show you that system has received, or the against this purchase order, their receipt of the 5 pieces has been done, and the remaining is 5 pieces. See here, this is the thing which I'm explaining you. Okay, this information what is shown here, this is only for the status tab. Okay, here ordered material, see ordered is 10. Okay, 28,000. For example, if the supplier, if the customer or supplier, he is delivering 5, then this will change to 5. The 0 will change to 5 and the value will come. Okay, 14,000 will come here and remaining will be 14. Okay, still to delivered will be 14. Here, because this is new PO and still the supplier has not delivered anything, so it is showing what it is showing. It is showing still to deliver 10 because nothing has been delivered. Okay. So here, as I was talking, let us go to the first tab of this header in the purchase order creation process. Here you will see payment terms. Okay, as I explained you, what terms you have agreed with the supplier, that should be entered here. So this code can be, various. The payment terms code can be various. For example, like DO06 is the short term. For DO06, the payment term is 30 days. For example, it can be DO 60 or 90, then it will be 90 days or 16 days. Okay. So this is the process of this currency. Obviously, you will select which currency. If you're buying in Euro, USD, INR, whatever currency, exchange rate also can be entered. You don't need to use your calculator and calculate, exchange rate, convert the currency, etc., etc. Just enter it here. If, for example, 1 USD is equal to 50 or 70 or 80, whatever it is, then you will enter here. Then what does SAP will do? It will calculate for the complete PO. Okay. And payment terms in and Incoterms is nothing but how you have agreed the terms with the supplier X works or he will deliver to you each Incoterms. If you are not aware each Incoterms, then you will have to Google it. Okay, Google it. What are the Incoterms? Then you will understand what is Incoterms. So each Incoterm has separate meaning. X works is separate. We have like others FCA, CPT, DDP. Okay, all Incoterms are having meaning and each and everything has separate requirements. So you will select what Incoterms is what. So step 4, organization data holds the information on purchasing organization, purchasing group, company data. You could choose another purchasing group if you needed to. Okay. See this tab where it will come here. Yeah. Okay, this is organization data. So for example, when you click this organization data, then you will select your purchasing group which has been created under your name. For example, once you enter your PG here, it can be anything, it can be numbers, it can be alphabets, whatever, however it is created by the team or by the consultant, it will be here or it will appear here. Once this has been created, then once you just enter the number, then your information will appear in the PO that you are the buyer or you are the procurement engineer who has created this PO, and your contact details will appear. This is important because once you create the and print the PO, then your details will come. Who is the buyer? What is his phone number? What is his address? Where the delivery should be done? That is why this is important. Huh? Okay, there are other tabs also, other various tabs in which condition tabs you can find up about prices and condition on the header level. If you click on conditions, then you will find the total, the taxable amount, how much tax is there, all that will be added up in the tab. Okay. Okay, text tab. Text is nothing but if you want to write something to the supplier, if something is urgent or something is partial, if you want to write any information to them, what to follow in this order, what not to follow, what is the offer number, for example. Each text tab, it has, here, I will show you this one. This is the text tab. You will click here and you will see many sub tabs, text tabs in this. Each will be defined for one of the vendors. One will be for supplier information, supplier header, and one will be the price agreement, what you have agreed with them. So all this will be in the text tab. Okay. So let us go down. Okay, we have here additional tab will give you the VAT registration number. For example, what is your company government registered number? It will be entered there. Once PO is printed or saved, when you will save it, you will see this number or supplier will see this number. because it is needed for the official purpose or at the time of what you tell invoicing. They need this tax purposes or your government references under what company this has been registered. So this will be saved under standard template. Okay, here we will go to the next part is at the item level purchase order contains at the item level purchase order contains additional information on items. Okay, first as explained earlier, delivery schedule. Okay, delivery schedule here it will have when you will need delivery to happen. For example, you created this TV, then you are telling it should be delivered to me after 1 month. Then you will enter that date in the purchase order. Also, other thing what can be done is, for example, when while the supplier or vendor when he provides you a quotation, so he will tell you that this specific item it will be delivered after 1 month or 2 months. So you can consider that you will see what is today's date, then you will calculate as per the offer time delivery. Okay, then you will enter it here, huh? Because he will have a time schedule that when the delivery should happen and he will arrange the delivery as per. Okay, so delivery tab is done. Also it can be used to set reminders. Okay, for example, SAP has also option that it will send reminders to the suppliers whatever the data as per the, for example, if you enter your email address of supplier in the vendor, then reminder can be sent to him if the delivery date is nearby, like how we discussed in previous screens. If there is 7 days remaining in the delivery system, it will send the reminder to supplier, okay, this is the material which you have to deliver next week, so this is the reminder from the company to you. Okay, here invoice tabs hold information on invoice related to data and field tags that should be filled if applicable. Invoice is nothing but in this tab you will fill information that if these goods are taxable, then the data should be previously already maintained by the company who is handling, by the example for finance department. So they will uh, have specific codes. For example, tax code V1 is for GST and whatever the VAT is there, however it is the system. If the company, it depends on the company how it will maintain. So you have to learn from them, follow them, and then enter the information in the system. Conditions tab is see here when you go to conditions tab specifically. For example, you are buying two types of TVs in this case. One is 40-inch, one is 55 we will take. Okay, so what supplier is telling that he will give discount 5% on 40-inch and there is no discount in 50-inch TV. So what you will do is you will go to the condition tab, then you will select on this tab, you will enter discount. Basically, once you drop down and select discount on gross or net will be on the this item only, you will enter 5%. Because if you go in header and if you apply discount, it will be applied on the both items. Here in this case, you want the discount to be applied only on one item. So you will go in this condition tab and you will apply this discount on specific item. Even specific items can be done, not only this. It is specific, and also conditions. For example, one item has more taxes and one has less. So this can also be changed in the PO. Okay. Okay, next. Delivery address. Okay, see, for example, this is delivery address which is having all the details here. Here what you can tell system SAP that okay, this is the company one. Company one is nothing but your company. This will be delivered to you name of the company can be entered. For example, in some cases, you don't want it to be delivered to you. You want to be delivered to other place or other unit. Then you can just fill up these details. Huh? So once you fill up all these details, name, house number, postal country, this will be printed on the PO once he gets. So if you don't want it, you want to be the default to be printed, then you can also do that. And once you enter this detail and once you go to the next item, what SAP will do, SAP will ask for you if you need this to be repeated in online. If you click S on the pop-up, then system, it will automatically copy this all to the all lines of the PO. I mean all items to the PO. No need to go to line by line and enter for. Okay, here this confirmation tab, it is in item details. So once you click that, this is required confirmation indicator. If you click this, then it will show that there is required confirmation as per the SAP. If this is required, then here in the later stage, you will have an order confirmation from the supplier. Once you send him the PO, then you will receive an order confirmation from him. So you will enter that detail here. So this is the standard process. So once all this information, whatever explained until now for past 30 minutes, once this all is filled, then if you click on save, it can be control S also. Once you click control S and save it, if you have missed some mandatory requirement, okay, asterisk requirements, then it will ask for it. But if you have not filled everything and everything is okay and fine, then this is the button to save this PO. Okay, you can see it, right, the floppy disk icon. After clicking this icon, then you will see this screen. You will get a number. Okay, so this is a number which is standard and unique number. This is until the supplier has paid, and this is permanent number to note on. This will be permanently saved in system until you have SAP. This number is fixed. So all follow-up, future follow-up, for example, supplier wants to check his payment, he can check on this PO number. If finance also needs this number to pay him, even the warehouse team, they need this. For example, they received the goods under this order number, they need this number to do the GR receipt for this PO. Even in future, and once you, for example, you want to see a report, what type of, how many times this TV has been bought for your company, and you just enter the part number in various reports, then you will see this number. Okay, this, and against this number, the PO was bought. So you have to also maintain this PO number for your future references. So this is the short process where you will, where how PO has to be created has been explained. Okay, so now after this chapter 4 part 2 is finished, now we will go, because why I did part 2, because you need to understand how the standard PO has to be created or how it is created. If you understand this, then it is easy to understand how to create a PO from the source list. So let us go to the process that how to create a PO from the source list. Okay, for standard PO, the transaction which is used in SAP was ME21N. But here from the source list, you can use ME05. Okay. So once you first, the step 1 is to execute in the dialog box of the startup screen. You will see a small dialog box on the left hand side top corner. Then you will enter whatever the code it has to be, or you will execute, it has to be entered there in SAP. So you will use ME05. Okay, so let us see how it will be here. See, this is the dialog box. You will select ME05. Then once you execute, okay, you will have two informations to be filled. Here it is material, okay, and second is one the plant. Also, you can create views for multiple lines. This you have to select. Okay, this arrow in the right. This is nothing but a drop down list. Once you click on this, you will have a new window. In this window, you will see many lines. For example, in the display you will say 10 to 12, but you can do, if you have the data in Excel, you can copy. There is option to paste it from the clipboard. Then if you click on clipboard and paste it, then all will be pasted in this line, the material codes only. Then as I explained you, plant, for example, if you are buying for your multiple plants in multiple cities, it can be entered here. The example is given for only one plant. Okay. So step 2 was enter material or material list. Step C is enter plant and untick the rest. Untick the test run to check the perform transaction instead of using the test mode. Here we are talking about this test run. You have to remove this. You are doing it in for the production directly to create purchase orders. So if test, it is only testing, so it is not testing when you are running, then you have to untick and you have to execute. Execute is nothing but here, step 5, the small with the clock and with the tick. This is called execute button. So here we will click the execute button. Then it will come back to the same screen where the process was explained. Okay. So this is just from a source list. If you want to create a PO, how it has to be done. Or also document overview. I believe document overview will appear to you. Then what you will do is you will click the document overview and you will drop down the materials. You can see the material code and you can see the requisition number. So you will drop down it to a basket and you will select appropriate vendors and you will create a PO. So now we will go to chapter 3. How to create a purchase order with reference. Purchase order with a reference. Okay, so ME21 process, I already explained you how this has to be done. Okay, by using ME21, this is standard T code which is used to create a purchase order all over the world for SAP. ME58, ME58 is like creating a purchase orders. It can be many parameters or many options are there to create a vendor. Okay, create a purchase order through ME28. For example, okay, you want to create a purchase order to specific supplier. So what you do is you run ME58 and you, for example, you are creating 3-4 items for one purchase, one supplier. So then you will not have 3-4 purchase orders. You will create them a single PO. For example, in this example which we are taking into consideration, TV. If you consider TV, you are creating 4-5 TVs, 40 inch, 55 inch, 4-5 items. So you just enter, for example, if you are creating for Sony, you just enter Sony here. Then I'm giving you a sample only. For his think this as Sony one. So you enter Sony one here, then you will see whatever the requirements for Sony one, all requirements will appear in front of you. Then you will create a single purchase order for Sony instead of multiple. So this is good option when you are buying big quantities from one supplier. Then system will show you what you need to purchase from Sony, whatever all. This is was just sample and it can be anything, it can be services, it can be products, whatever that. Even this organization which I explained you. Purchasing organization is which company you are buying. Here, okay, so this system 3, what it is showing. Okay, just give me 1 minute. If you have any questions, you can raise your hands. But just give me, I have a other call. Okay, so let us continue. So what I was telling in ME58, there are many options in which you can create a PO. So you can select a vendor or and you can execute. So all requisitions, all requirement for that vendor can be executed there. Okay. So here you see a WBS element. So what is WBS? WBS is nothing but a specific project. Okay. For example, each and every project or each and every project which your company or each and every order which your company gets, this is something, this WBS will also be explained to you in if you attend project management classes. Okay. So here just to give you a short intro. WBS element, it has a unique number. Once you enter it here in this field, so all requirements, all whatever purchases needs to be done under that specific particular project will be shown to you in this requisition. So you can just create a PO from there. Even if there is sales order, you can enter sales order, that can be done. So here, okay, after you execute this, after you enter the vendor, for example, today in this class, we are taking a sample of vendor. So once you enter vendors, here it is saying that what was in the previous screen, we entered vendor one, right? So we entered one and vendor one and we executed. So here what system is SAP is showing that you have two requisitions or two items to be purchased against this vendor. So this is the one. Once you see this, you will click on process assignment. So here you will get this next screen. Make sure that on the next screen the selected order type is NB or other appropriate type which you use at this moment. So NB should be selected, and this is standard. NB is nothing but standard. So you will select the dates. For example, you want the purchase order to be in future date. Even this can be entered here. So today is 9th October 2022. You will enter this date. After that, you will click on X mark. If you click on into, it will go back to the previous screen. So you will be redirected to the transaction ME21N. So same case you have to follow. Once you click this initial step was only to give you a, you know what you say, the collective list of the requirements, right? So once you click the collective list of the requirements, then it will, all transaction will guide you to ME21 on N only. So because that is the main standard tree code, even if you do ME57 purchase requisitions by assignment, and even if you do ME05, all this will be, you know, redirected to ME21N, where the PO has to be created. See, okay. So now what we see here is the document overview, what I explained before. You will see a document overview or preview here in which this can be done. See, what you can do is, even the shortcut to create a PO is, you will copy this requisition number and you will drop it down here. This is basket. We called it as basket. Once you select this, and this both can be selected once. For example, if you click on open requisitions, click it, don't leave your left click, and take it along here and just drop it here on the basket. So this requisition information, it will go back to the PO and it will come here something like this. All the data will be automatically picked up by the system if you have already saved the info. Okay. See here, reference through ME21N, what we learned today. So this both collective requirements of creating PO, it will guide to ME21N. Creating PO directly from MT1 is to terminal document fastest and least complicated way. Obviously, this using ME21 is easy if you compare to ME20 until you are experienced, quite a lot experienced in supply chain management or in purchasing department. You will use ME21, and once you have experience of knowledge and quite a bit knowledge of SAP, then what you will do is you can use multiple collective transactions to create purchase orders, multiple purchase orders in a single time. But until then, you have to use ME21 only because it is standard. Here, so once this report has run, and once this, where were we? Okay. So once you have executed ME58, after this step, after order type NB is selected, so you will come here. Then you have to click on document overview on. Okay. Then what the step is saying, then you have to choose which document you will use for reference purposes. Select variant and choose document type of your PO. So for example, what this is stating that if you have a previous document, for example, in the previous screens which we showed you, we system had created one single number. Okay, for example, you don't want to fill all data, and like it is like similar PO which will be created against now the new PO it will be similar to this PO. What you will do is just you will create, you select this tree and you will enter my purchase orders. Then if you enter the document number and click on this copy, you click on the copy, the system will copy old purchase order. Okay, so just for your information, and this data will be pasted here, irrespective of PO number, because here that PO is old and you will create new PO. This will be same. This will not be same. So on step 3, so here if you have purchase requisition number, you will select step 2, then you will double click on purchase requisition number. So here, if you know, if the purchase requisition has been created manually, then you will enter the purchase requisition number here. So then you click on execute. Okay, see here this requisition will appear. Okay, you are done now. You can save your PO, additional PO, reference the process same way as explained you in the same way in the step 2. This is the same how it will be created. So now for changing purchase orders, okay, we have 10 minutes in the class. So let us take chapter 2, sorry, chapter 4, subchapter 4, 4.4 in the next class for how to change a purchase order. So now we will start our questions. If someone has any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask. Yes, brothers, any member he wants to ask questions, you can ask regarding today's class. So we will have online question and answer session, or else then you can also go to the group and you can ask, no issue. Then we will try to answer you there. But we have
Assalamu
8
alaikum.
minutes. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Yes, brother.
Brother, this is not clear for me. Purchase order with the reference. Can you please one more time the concept behind it?
Okay. Let me reopen the screen because you can see the screen, right? Because there was some issue in the previous. So here with reference means, what this is stating that if you have created any purchase order in the past, okay, for example, you are using old purchase order and you want to create with same data. For example, you have header data and you have price offered, same offer which you are creating, like it is copy from the previous purchase order. Only the number will be new, but other information will be same. So creating with purchase order reference means copying a purchase order from the previous purchase order. Instead of entering all information altogether new in a new purchase order, you will just copy it from the previous purchase order. That is this function. So this is the previous document. See, to reference a PO to a previous document, you are telling SAP, okay, that you want the new PO to be as some old PO which was already created. Instead of entering all the information once more, you will just create a new PO based on the old contract. The old contract also not only purchase order, it can be a sales order also. For example, if you have same project getting repeated once again, so you can just enter the project reference or sales order number. All the information will be copied by SAP. In this same, you can use ME21 to do it here. What I showed you. See, where is the screen? Okay, see this one. See here what you will do. For example, if you want to use a old purchase order, a copy from a old PO which was already created by you or your colleague or your company, someone had created, you want the all details to be same. You will just click on purchase order, then this screen will appear. This here, see, document, this screen will appear. Then you can enter the down. It is just a small screenshot. So here there will also be a PO reference. Just enter the PO number, then you can see a purchase order. It can be copied. That should be done here. Okay, this icon, right? If you click this icon, then you will see that this all the details of that purchase order are copied to a new purchase order, like the header text, like everything has been copied. Then you can modify whatever you need in the new PO. Once you save, just to save time, this is the process of what it is being explained in purchase order, to how to create a purchase order with reference. This is the meaning of that. Okay.
पानी भी
Yes, anyone else?
पानी पीते नहीं
Yes, no, it is okay, right? So the detailed answer for your question. Anyone else? Anyone has some doubt, then you can ask. 3 more minutes, then we will end this class, and if something arises later, then you can ask in the group. Okay, then so today's time is up. Thanks for joining. This class will be available in YouTube if you want to watch. Link is already shared. We have the Umma class YouTube channel. You can go there and watch this class and understand. If you have any point which is not clear or clarified, then just ping us in the group. Once we have free time, we will get back to you. Regarding the next class, time will be updated. Time and date will be updated during the next week. Mostly it will be on Saturday. Okay, or Sunday, whatever it is, we will update it to you. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day and happy learning. Take care, inshallah. Bye.